Hi, this is Laura Briere for WorcesterScene.com. You're watching Laura's Worcester Dish. I'm with John Lawrence today, and we're going to make some really cool gourmet salad. Hey.
Good morning, Laura. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Terrific.
What are we making?
We're going to have a fun time today. We're going to put together a nice roasted beet radicchio salad. We're going to be using some local goat cheese that we get from a farm up in Sterling.
Excellent.
So just taking advantage of this autumn fall time period when you have some wonderful ingredients to work with.
Fantastic.
Really simple. Anybody can whip it together, but let me help you walk you through it.
Okay, so we're going to prove that whole anybody thing, right?
Yeah, there you go. There
okay,
you go.
all right. Let's do it.
This is cool. The first thing we did before you arrived, though, is I roasted up some beets, okay? And just to tell you, about roasting beets, it's really very, very simple. You simply peel your beets, dice up the beets, mix them up in a bowl with some olive oil or blended oil, whatever oil you have, with a little bit of kosher salt. Don't use table salt, use kosher salt. And you roast it in a hot oven, 375 degrees or so, until it's done. Might be 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
And it's nice if you're really using a convection oven where you have some air circulating.
Now the salt helps to intensify the flavors, right?
Yeah, it pulls the moisture out. And the convection oven really helps to kind of pull out that extra steam and water, what have you, and it concentrates the flavors and it really brings out that beautiful sweetness that's in beets. Love
nice.
Beets. Love
Okay.
Beets.
That's an atypical thing that people are usually sticking in their food, so this is an interesting thing to do.
Well, see, you can do all your root vegetables. You can roast carrots, you can roast parsnips, you can roast butternut squash, all your squashes, whatever.
Nice.
Pumpkin, it does the same thing. Takes the water out, concentrates the flavor, and it's magic. It's really fun,
Awesome. All right.
So the first thing I want to have you do is make a kind of a simple vinaigrette.
Okay.
I've already put together the ingredients or whatever, but the vinaigrette and please let's make a vinaigrette. We don't want to use a bottle dressing. It's got all that kind of nasty stuff or whatever. But this is really quite easy, and I've chopped up some garlic. So we and I've kind of smashed it with this mortar and pestle. Okay, and I've already put some in your bowl there.
Excellent.
Okay, so what I'd like you to do now is, up in front of you here, I've got a couple little bunches of herbs. On your left is some fresh parsley. On your right is some anise basil.
Ooh.
So it has kind of like a little tarragon, licoricey notes, if you will.
Ooh, that smells good.
It's fun. It's fun. Yeah, you just kind of rub the oil. You rub your fingers, you get some of that natural oil, what have you. But
that's good.
It's terrific. So first, you're going to start off with some tarragon vinegar here. So I've got a smaller bottle right in front of you. A little bit of.
How much should I use?
Again, we'd probably talk about maybe just for this little salad here, probably like 3 tablespoons or so. So just pour. It's not an exact thing.
That feels good.
That looks good. That looks good.
Okay.
Yep.
And
the next thing we're going to be doing is adding some olive oil. So if you like, I'm going to have you whisk, if you will.
Okay.
But I'm asking that you grab those 2 herbs in the front too. Let's just toss those in. Okay.
All of it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay. Really, you'll give the dressing.
Woo, it's flying away.
It's a wonderful color and flavors. The parsley has a little bit of a peppery type of a profile, what have you.
Okay.
So I'm just going to slowly dribble this olive oil in, and you just whisk like hell.
Like hell. Okay, I should probably go faster then. Okay.
Okay. And usually for your a vinaigrette, you're going to add twice as much oil as you will vinegar. So if it's lemon juice or whatever, typical vinaigrette. Now you can go a little bit less, a little bit more, what have you.
Okay.
Now a vinaigrette like this, where it's just vinegar and oil, if you let it set for a little bit, it'll separate.
Ah, yeah, I've seen that.
Yep, yeah. I mean, everybody does. You Italian restaurants. See how it's starting to get a little thicker now.
Yeah.
That's the oil kind of doing its thing.
Well, that and it's freezing out here.
We're close. But if you ever if you're making a dressing and you didn't want it to separate, you just add a little Dijon mustard. And
really?
You whip it in, and the Dijon mustard helps to emulsify the dressing and kind of glue it all together.
Okay.
All right.
I'm building up my bicep doing this.
Good for you. Good for you. I know we're going to need a little salt and pepper, so let's just do a couple little grinds here. Some coarse sea salt, and another grind of some pepper. All right. And I'm tempted to throw a little lemon in there, but let's just wait and see what happens here.
It smells good. What do you think?
Yep. I'm going to get a little lemon. So just gonna squeeze probably just one.
Oh yeah, just kidding.
All right. I'm confident that is gonna be very tasty. Okay, so now we're gonna put together everything else, okay? So we'll just take this whisk out.
Okay.
And we're going to add in some fresh chopped radicchio in the grocery store.
Oh, put it right in the dressing,
Radicchio, what that looks like, okay? We're going to add in our beets. We've got some whole pistachios, okay?
I'll eat that one.
Yep. And the important ingredient is our Crystal Brook Farm goat cheese from Sterling, Mass. I love her goats. I love Ann, who the farmer over there, and her husband Eric. They're terrific. They've been supplying us for probably, I don't know, since they started 8-9 years ago or so. So we're going to add in some of this goat cheese.
It's beautiful cheese, nice and thick and crumbly.
Yeah, yeah. And it's fresh, so it's not aged. It's not real, it's not your stinky goat cheese. It's a fresh goat cheese. You know?
I didn't know there was such a thing.
Oh, trust me, there's plenty of stinky cheeses out there, but they're all good, you know.
Okay.
All right.
This looks really different.
Yeah, this is very different. I did this last year. I'm a ski patrol up at Mount Wachusett. I did this last year for a bunch of ski patrols. We do a kind of a potluck dinner every night or whatever. It was amazing how many guys hate beets or hate goat cheese, but they went back for seconds on the salad, you know. They just never believed that they would have enjoyed this, you know.
Yeah, no kidding. Always the plating master.
And next year, you know, when we start doing more of these, and I'm confident that this trend is going to continue to grow, what have you. So, you know, we'll certainly see other local restaurants just, you know, they'll take advantage of it because you know they recognize the value and of shopping locally, what have you. You know, it's the original green movement, you know. Instead of having your stuff shipped in from California or Europe or whatever, where, like I said, it's kind of old, you know.
That looks really pretty.
You know? All right.
Nice.
Well, I think you got to try it, Laura.
Okay.
I mean, here you go.
Oh, thank you very much. Yep. If you insist, you don't have to force me.
Okay. You know, because you got the crunch from the pistachio, you got some of that creamy goat cheese. You know,
I love goat cheese.
Then you got the beet thing going on, and some.
That really is good. I don't usually like the radicchio or the red stuff or whatever it is. I usually like it. That's excellent.
Yeah, it's fun.
You're right. So there you go. Yet another living testimony to the fabulousness of John Lawrence. Yeah. Thank you very much. I'm Laura Briere for WorcesterScene.com. You're watching Laura's Worcester Dish. Make sure you check us out next month. Thanks, John.
All right, great.